story. Tales of madness. Words can kill. Love in the literal sense. Something has taken my memory and erased it, just like a fruit, the words of a blackboard. What's wrong with me? All memories are stored up in a certain section of the brain. Amnesia is when we cannot reach down into that storehouse and bring forth some of the things we have put there in the past. I do not know. It's like being half dead and half horribly alive. Perhaps, I have grown so much more old in the last few minutes. After all I have been through, I have no mind to expect what might be going on. Was this afternoon a dream? My existence scares me. I ask you, one great creator, I fall to you with all my transgressions. Do I even deserve not to exist? Or am I so horrid a creature I have to be? Pigs fly, poetry to the wind. We all disgraceful savage. And therefore I create conflict. I know I deserve to be where you are. Where are you to be? It might just ruin my whole life, but I cannot prevent it. How many times has it changed me to this life? I need a nurse who is a guardian angel. I feel like I am losing parts of myself. If I am awake, I should have received. If I am asleep, I should have stayed in bed. Can I ever escape from sinning? Or from living? I cannot see any harm in that. This is the swan song of a deranged man. Nothing but the black cloud that hides the answer to everything about me. Shape of blue. Over by my black cloud, you'll find everything you need. Every life I follow her Drusilla. Has the world missed me when I'm here? What happens today is inevitably controlled by what's in the past. Will they get to me when I know it? Sweet talk me into it by getting me a little drunk. Waves of music everywhere. Not that doll. I just am. Doctor, I could have been. When I came to this earth, I found my own true love was Drusilla. Drusilla. Since the moment pathogenesis, been surrounded by agony. My mother died before I was born. Hera planted that seed. My father, Zeus, had to kill her, then bear me on his thigh. The only unselfish thing he ever did was take care of me from the womb. Even now I have doubts of the validity of his sincerity. I have always felt like a tool in his schemes, waiting for the day he shows his true self. Not knowing my mother has got nothing but want and despair, masked by countless years of drink and celebration. Thus I see my father and her bitter and morbid relationship with sober eyes. Instead, I felt more at home with the mortals who dwell on earth. For I'm like Olympus, where I had become a jester to the court of my parents. Earth and its inhabitants are more genuine in their celebration of their own mortality. For what is to celebrate about today when there is always a million tomorrows? Forever only gives way to hatred and suspicion, as seen in the wanting eyes and desires of my father. I used to think I could have no ill will against these mortals, for they are so fleeting. That is why I came here as an infant, adopted by Caesar, supposed God among humans, only to assume the throne following his corporal departure. I brought them all the pleasures of the flesh. Alas, they bled, burned, and buried me alive. All I am left with now is the haunting image of my dear sister Drusilla, who succumbed to illness nearly in my rim. What was worth being Caesar without my beloved? Since her birth, those eyes have looked at me, pasted to the mind's eye, back of my lids. From that time on, there was nothing but joy in my life. She was in my life. Then mortality took her away from me. Life once again felt cruel with extreme malice. This is when I began to see the grotesque nature of mortality and the cruel haunting of the mind. Can the mind conjure up such a vivid materialization? I know my love is departed, yet my heart's unwillingness to let her go absorbs all my being. Without these fleeting moments of basking in the light of her eyes, forever would fall into complete darkness. Is it merely an hallucination, a figment of the imagination, or is this apparent hoax of the mind in fact reality? Nothing affected me more than the loss of my sister after her death. No one preyed on me, so was the lingering ripping and tearing at my flesh, picking the buzzards of the desert plains. She gnawed at what was left, drained the blood which I contained. What remained of myself to defend, I neglected to appreciate my own mortality, one's own inapplicable right to die. She bound me to this stone, anchored far from the island that is Drusilla. At least death would end this bitter winter, perchance unite me once again with my beloved, or just allow me to sleep from living. Lilith gave me what every mortal wants, but what they could not handle. Immortality is not for humanity. I seek for the world to hate me, lest they devise a way to kill me, rid me of this life. They revel in my endless and celebrations of nothingness. This prison cell is not so quiet beside the grave. I may never know what did I die. I'm just not aware. Is this the solemn death I sought? How the shallow halls of my father appear deep with warmth and understanding. Only the solemn words of Drusilla slowly and seductively course through my veins. Even now, I can hear her gentle voice as she discourses her naked mind. The words roll off her lips with no apprehension. I could see the words drip down her chin, the way the nectar of fruit would cling to her, haste down her neck, begging for me to taste. Even it did not want to let go of her warmth, finding myself fixated on the delicate pronouncement of syllables, enslaving my attention to one beautiful thing, her. I could not help but be entrapped by everything she was. I craved no debauchery, no arbitrary. She was the drunk I saw. Nothing else tasted so sweet nor danced on my palate as Drusilla. No name has wet the palate of man more than the seductive name of Drusilla. When I hear her voice in the wind, I fall into complete dimension. I see her, and I'm frozen to her will. Infectious was the laughter in her eyes, anticipation in her stare, the inexplicable understanding that dwelled within her somehow would wash away the torment of this broken man, sweep up the scattered dust of my existence, and mold this clay into something worth existence. A reason for being and wanting to be. What trick of the mind has placed my sanity among the light of her eyes? How I long to smell that flower that was born to fester within me. Now I can only loathe the two sides of it. Joy, the passing moments of its embrace, the lingering agony of its memory. I want to undo myself, cast this shell into the sea from a monstrous cliff. Anything to end the knowing of her or bind me to her. Does the new moon cry when the world shades the warmth and light of the sun? Is Luna comforted by the promise of her return? If that promise was broken, she too might know how cold the shadow of the world can be. how distant the light seems as the countless days slip under the feet. How many of your days, Luna, have I stared into the sky and seen them pass, seeking the star that is Drusilla, for any fool knows that one cannot reach out and touch the stars, though the wise man does try. Is it in vain I seek you? The comfort of your arms, my heart finding and matching the rhythm of yours, biting my lip in anticipation of a kiss as you glare inside of everything I am. I simply melt into oblivion, like the melting heat of the sun. I need to be closer, ever so near the furnace of your heart. Scorch my skin, make it raw so I can feel. I'm so numb I cannot feel. I can only think of the mystery of her perfection, which seems to always elude me. Why can't the sea just take me away? What wretched force prolongs this wandering cloud? Sanity lost in the wind, stranger to myself. In the silence of the night I hear 1,000 screams. The trees and the precious cry whispers in nature moans. Willows weeping in my feet. The fog rolls in with blinding deceit. The essence of the inherent features of the landscape that surrounds. Is that all? Is someone watching me? I feel a glare from amongst the leaves where someone is watching me. Thickets of thieves among the trees. Breeze chilling my spine, sending uneasiness in my nerves. Hypochondria setting into my veins, the disease of the mind. Layered bricks with cracking mortar, a falling wall, broken shells among the endless silence of a forgotten beach. Cuffed to the sands of the sea, bound to the beautiful rage and grace of Luna. Her effect on the shoreline of the earth and within all of us. Take me away. I can hear them watching me, see their whispers imminent into the air, forming a hazy fog of aggravation all around me. Smoke building, burrowing from the ground, shadows spring and follow, cross my path, subsequent stalking generated enemy. Does this force to sing the soft words of Drusilla? I hear them even now. Can you hear as the whispers explaining the delicate relation between heat and hue? How often dreams float through the conscious screen array of the ancient, transient music of rhythms. Eyes meeting across a weary room. Ends of a means that binds us all. What binds me to her? What draws the bee to the flower's pollen? The order of the gods spelled out in the clouds as she continues hers. Every word echoes in my eardrums like a melody of the divine. I close my eyes and there she is looking at me, luring me in. She countlessly describes things of everyday beauty that most take for granted, but just as her, the voice, the words are ethereal in nature. Both elude reality, trick the sight, even change the taste or smell of the air around, causing my speech to fail from her flavor that floods my every essence. Blindingly, I search for her in the night. The darker it is, the more clear she appears, for she is right here. want for tomorrow. It never comes in this sardonic coating, dressing my being with this uneasy breath, bringing on Neolithic thoughts. I constantly confront my shadow, call out your name in the darkness. This art, this life draws redundant overtones. Is it my own vanity or a cold heart that has led only her to make a real impression on me? Without her, I am without reason. A sign with nothing posted, unchanging seasons. Eternal light or darkness, what is it worth? To gain the whole, the world, or anything, if I can't not give it to her? I am only half here, a soul separated from itself, never to feel the other half of myself. To press my lips to hers, the moist, soft breath, warm. This is why millennia pass and I sleep not. Wheels of time continue to turn. I can see every melancholy drip, 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 drip. Dionysus falls into a catatonic dream. He has not slept in more than 40 schools. This catatonic coma is the nearest to sleep he has had in ages. Like a shark, he has been in constant motion. Images flash through his unconscious. He becomes different to his indifference. He slips into the unknown.